Flames lose a tough one on Saturday, 76-75 to UNCG. Triple overtime, first triple overtime ball game in Liberty basketball history. Alongside Paul Nazigan, I'm Alan York, and we were both talking before we went on air, Paul. Where do you start? What do you say? I'm still kind of speechless at how this game transpired. Liberty led by 11, 4.5 to play. And then, of all people, Francis Alonso, who had been bottled up the whole game, just kind of goes bananas and hits all the circus shots. Only way I can describe it, including the game winner in triple overtime.
Yeah, tough game. Again, tough way to lose. You hated to see any team come away with a loss out of that one. Both teams really left it on the floor. Liberty, I like, you mentioned they gave away a good lead at the end of regulation, but I really like how they came back in the overtime periods and really dug deep and kind of responded of their own. A couple times, we're looking up, there's seconds left, they're down 3, but they found ways to kind of get to the free throw line again. Free throws really saved them through that first overtime period. So again, the loss really stings, but again, that team really grew up through that tough experience this afternoon.
And it kind of had the feel of March in here, even from the opening tip. UNCG came in, they were bitter because their last second loss against PC on Tuesday, and it kind of had that NCAA type tournament feel, and that's good to see back here in the Vine Center.
Yeah, the crowd really came out. Jerry's Jokers, everybody was here, really fueling the team. It did have that feel because those tournament games, defense is such a high priority, and we saw great defense from both sides, rebounding, and we were saying it, and I know you were thinking the same thing. It was such a grind to get points. You just knew whoever got hot at the right time, that was going to be the difference. And you said it, Alonzo. And credit Liberty. Lavelle Cabell did a tremendous job on him, as good as you could expect. Other guys coming in to help and tie him up on tie-ups, but he didn't need much, and he got in just enough room on a couple of those to hit some circus shots, bankers at the buzzer, but he's a great player. Liberty did a good job on him. And again, there's things to glean and grow from out of even a tough loss.
Alonzo finishes with a career-high 36 for UNCG. Flames had 3 in double figures, led by Scotty James, 19 points, 15 rebounds, third straight double-double. The dude's just a beast inside.
Yeah, he really is. And he fouls out at, again, maybe some questionable calls, but he fouls out and did a hit. Man, he had his work cut out for him against Dickey all night long. And, again, just a lot of good things that come out of that. But, it's tough to lose like this way. It's tough to lose anyone, but triple overtime, they got a quick turnaround. You can't sulk. You got to get ready to go down to Georgia State on Monday.
Yep. Liberty will be down in Atlanta against the Panthers Monday night, 7 o'clock. Before we put this one to bed, we caught up with the head coach, Richie McKay, and some of the Flames after the ball game.
Tough that anyone had to lose that one. That was a really good college basketball game. And, the guy made 2 bank threes. I don't know if I've ever seen 2 bank threes made in my 29 years. And then he made a running one-legger. So proud of our guys. I thought our effort was terrific. And I think despite them scoring so many points, I thought our defense was really solid. When we went up 11, they hit 2 back-to-back threes. The game changed. It got even more physical than it was, and so we were accepting the fouls. And sometimes we got them, sometimes we didn't. You got to play through that. Sometimes it's hard to measure your growth by the outcome of a scoreboard. And I think our guys are really successful people, and our program's growing. Again, I think there's some really good things happening.
Yes, I'm proud of my team because we went on war with them and 3 overtimes, and it was we compete, we give we give everything we got, but we didn't get the result that we wanted. But I'm very proud of my team.
That was pretty good basketball game. If you were a fan watching and being out there playing, I thought that was a pretty good game. It was pretty physical. Greensboro, they're a pretty good team, and they executed it down the stretch more than we did.
I'll give a shout out to their bigs, Kuiper, Galloway, and Dickey. Very competitive players. It was a good game. Yeah, it's tough. We got a quick turnaround, so we're gonna have to move on pretty quickly. We got Georgia coming up.
Paul, Coach McKay told us on the radio post-game it was tough walking in that locker room. But if there is a staff in this country that's going to get this team to bounce back, and get ready for a quick turnaround. They travel today, so today's pretty much a wash after a triple overtime ball game. This team will come out ready to fight and erase kind of the empty gut feeling on Monday night against Georgia State.
Yeah, you're right. And they need to do what Greensboro did. Take a stinging loss, use that, learn from it, go down there with some anger and a little bit of an edge, and get back in the win column. And this team can do it.
7 o'clock tip-off, Georgia State and Liberty down in Atlanta. We'll have the pregame radio coverage coming your way at 6:30 on our flagship station, 98.5 FM here in Lynchburg. For the man, Paul Nazigan, I'm Alan York for LibertyFlames.com.